A stint where if the tyre, that right rear tyre that you and I have been talking about over the weekend, if it's going to start showing signs of wear, this is going to be about
now's the time.
Now's the time, right?
So, but it's
Salazar ducking down.
If your car is working at this stage, you're looking pretty good, actually. You're not going to need any changes when you finally pit.
Oh, Fittipaldi got badly boxed in there. He went low, and unfortunately Dean Hall went low as well. So that's definitely given Villeneuve a bit of breathing room.
About 20 car lengths.
A lot of breathing room. Salazar from Chile in that green car with the yellow helmet.
Mario, they talk about this turn 2 as the passing corner, but you're so blind coming off that corner. Looks to me like you're really throwing the dice right up against the concrete.
Well, you are, but again, you know, it's the one that really is the most inviting for passing, and as the race progresses, the groove will gets wider and wider, and that's where you're going to see a lot of the action.
We can get an update now on the Vassar story. Here's Dick Bergman.
You're standing here in the pits instead of being on the racetrack where you wanted to be. What put you out, Jim?
I believe we had some sort of an overheating problem. It's a shame, you know. I think the car was running real good. The team did a great job this weekend, and we were running real conservative and just settling in. And somebody hit me in the back early on, but fortunately it didn't hurt our car. That was the first miscue, and then shortly thereafter, that didn't really hurt us, but shortly thereafter we started having the overheating and some sort of a misfire. So, you know, it's unfortunate with good sponsors like Target and STP that really back us. You know, we want to do a good job for them and finish up front, and unfortunately, you know, it wasn't with us today.
Well, it was his best ever starting position.
Bad break for the Chip Ganassi team. San Francisco's Vassar has retired. We're at 68 laps. Here is Ray Hall. 10 oval victories to his credit. Rides in fourth. Tries to do some closing on Villeneuve, Fittipaldi, and Michael Andretti. Now, just behind Ray Hall should be that Honda of Ribeiro. Indeed, he is. He's right there. They qualified 6th today, which is their best oval qualifying mark. Prior to that, it was something like 13th a year ago with Ray Hall. And Mike Joy can give us a little on the leader's pit strategy here. Mike?
Ken, this is such a game of fuel. The 2 brief caution periods have stretched the window. Michael Andretti now expected on lap 76 or 7. That's 6 laps from now. Emerson Fittipaldi, 74 to 78. They've got a little wider variance with the Penske Mercedes, which is a little thirstier than the Ford Cosworth.
So there's the story on what we can expect.
Boy, Ribeiro there making a pretty powerful move. Got down on the inside of Bobby Rahal and held him off. Outpowered him down the straight. And Bobby Rahal must have been saying, uh-oh, have I just done the right thing on this engine choice?
And now you see Unser closing in car number 1 on Rahal. Unser moving in. Rahal slips back to 5th. Unser from 6th on the attack. Villeneuve continuing to lead. First time Villeneuve has led on a 1-mile oval, and only the second time on an oval. It's here at Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Bosch Sparkplug Grand Prix at lap 73. Unser challenging Rahal.
As evidence was noted, now we are inside that, you know, if you would have had yellows, we would have seen all the stops. Now it'd be interesting to see how far some of the leaders can stretch.
Riding
Oh, Brian Hunter there coming down the inside.
Running in 14th spot. What can you tell from the hands on the wheel there, Mario?
Well, right now it's, I guess we'll have to have more of a shot, but to me it looks like the car is quite neutral. He's not feeding the steering too much, as you can see. If you see the hand up on top of the wheel around the 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock position, then you're pushing. But I would be surprised if that were the case right now. He's probably running a fairly neutral car.
75 for the 200 miles are now complete. Rahal is on pit road. The car that has been running in 4th and backing up a bit as you stay with Brian Herta down that 35-foot transition into 3. Here's Mike Joy.
Jim Prescott, Dave Alguera, Bill DeSant, and Glenn Nappanshu putting tires on this car in 13 seconds or so. 7 seconds for Mark Dreisaitl to fuel it. He is down and away. And Emerson Fittipaldi, 1 pit away, is in the pit lane right now, coming into the attention of the Penske crew.
This happening at lap 76. Lap 76 of 200 as you watch Fittipaldi on pit road. Mike Joy standing by for Fittipaldi's stop.
Emerson right on the button, stops it right at the outside front tire changer. He's the man with his hand in the air, and Emerson lines up the car right with Rick Renneman's hand. Fueling just about complete. The car is in gear. It's in the air. Down. Fittipaldi is away.
Mario?
Well, it's interesting. The two Mercedes cars pitted so far with Ray Hall and Emerson. Now we'll have to see just how far the Fords can go.
Well, we heard that Bobby Rahall's fuel management checking system had gone faulty, and they were going to have to compute it themselves the old way with a pencil and a bit of paper. So obviously they probably would stop a bit early.
So he probably played it a little safe anyway.
They say that Villeneuve will come in on lap 90, Mario. So, as you watch this youngster from the province of Quebec continuing to dominate here, we'll be back in a moment at Nazareth. At lap 84, Michael Andretti, who had come to third during this period of pit stops, making a transition on the leaderboard. There you take a look at the leaderboard now with Villeneuve in first, Rivero in second, Bobby third. The Andretti pit stop has just been completed. He is back on the track, and we can get more on the story from Mike Joy.
Ken, Michael Andretti was in, but it was a brief stop. 4 tires and fuel. He had complained of looseness entering the corner. The team feels that's because he was coming to a very light fuel load. They're hoping that just by filling the tank, it will balance the car out.
We're watching out here, Mike. Salazar. Elisero has just been lapped again, but no, that's Wilson Fittipaldi that's just been lapped. By Villeneuve running in first place. And again, at lap 88, so we're just a few away from where we should see the leader on pit road.
Christian Fittipaldi really hanging on there to Jacques Villeneuve. Although he's a lap down, of course, but he has stopped.
The only man that has not stopped is the leader. Villeneuve is the one car out there among the top 20 who has not been on pit road. Now let's review for you how they stand as we come toward lap 90 this time by. Villeneuve in first. Then everyone else has made that pit stop. Fabi second. Johansson third. Gordon fourth. Fittipaldi fifth. Sheebird sixth. Christian Fittipaldi into seventh. De Ferron is in eighth. Boisel ninth, and Herta is in 10. Now just outside of that top 10, Michael Andretti is in 11th. Al Unser to 12th. Scott Pruitt back to 13th. You're riding with Sweden's Johansson.
That was a good classic example, and he was trying to go around that car on the outside, and on the outside of him went Michael Andretti. And it just shows how careful these drivers have got to be. You can't move around, you can't try and make room because you just never know. And as Mario said earlier, there is those blind spots.
Mario, it's always traffic. This reminds me so much of Loudon, New Hampshire, coming up this summer. No matter where you go, you're in traffic.
Well, it's typical of all the mile tracks, of course, you know, but here, as I said, you're turning most of the time. You only have one really long straightaway, and because of that, you know, obviously you're going to see a little more action here than you see at the other mile track.
Now remember, they're turning this track at about 20 seconds a lap. So you just about get time to intake a breath, and you're down that straightaway. Leader is on pit road.
Wow.
Dick Berggren standing by as the young Canadian from Quebec, Montreal, is on pit road.
He made an amazing 92 laps on one tank of fuel, 40 gallons in that tank of fuel. They're going to fill that thing right back up to the top again. They've already got it. Ordinarily, the fuel is the limiting factor. It is the limiting factor right now. There, the tires were done much sooner than the fuel. Fuel is now in. They're ready to roll. Great stop.
Roll they do.
That looked like a good stop. Boy, oh boy, when he dropped that clutch, he shot him. That was terrific.
I know, I have to say unbelievable because, I mean, I don't know where he's getting the mileage.
92 miles.
92
we
miles.
better just check that car, Sonny.
Team Green looking very good out there on that pit stop. Looking back through the field now. And as he comes back on the track, Villeneuve drops to 7th position. Fabi, who won his first oval race he ever ran, which was at Phoenix, Arizona, now commands this event. Number 33, Teo Fabi, into first. Johansson is in second, and Fittipaldi in third. Italy, Sweden, and Brazil, 1, 2, 3. Gordon just outside in fourth. That international team battle among the countries really heating up here at Nazareth today, Mario.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, this is really a truly international field, and well, like I said, It's just like golf. I guess it's and it's beautiful to see. Actually, there's quite a mix.
Stefan Johansson in the blue and red car there, but we were on board with him as he weaved his way through that lot of traffic, and he really did put some moves on people, and he is running really, really strongly and up to second spot now.
And he loves this track. Johansson says this. He said, I should have left Formula One 5 years earlier and got started here. Let's listen to Johansson at work in second place. Just ridden a little more than a mile in 20 seconds for the guy who drove for Ferrari from McLaren, but says he likes this ride with the Bettenhausen team as well as anything he's ever done in his entire racing career. Out of the same stock that gave us Joe Bonnier and Gunnar Nielsen, Ronnie Peterson. Johansson currently second in this Bosch Spark Plug Grand Prix at Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and will return to Nazareth after this message and a word from your local station. Back with you at Nazareth, Pennsylvania, just experiencing the third caution of the day. The man currently second in the PPG standings. Gugelmin has crashed. Gugelmin is being picked up. We'll take a look at it in a moment, but it couldn't come at a more perfect time for the front of the field. Let's go quickly to Mike Joy.
A near on-schedule pit stop for Teo Fabi, who was in during the caution period at lap 31. It's the first time Fabi has led all year, Ken, but by pitting this early, as does Al Unser, I believe they will both have to make another stop.
Here's Johansson. Back on the course. Again, we are experiencing the third caution as Gugelmin crashed, bringing out the flag.
But that's what we have. We have a field that's pretty mixed up, actually, because of the two cautions earlier, and some that pitted, some that didn't. And now it's going to be, it's called a play of when and if the next caution comes out, because, I mean, it could play either way. It's right now, it's you know, you're at the mercy of what's going to happen as far as playing your cards. For instance, when you talk about Michael or Villeneuve, it looks like, you know, they'll be able to do one more stop. But then if a caution comes in somewhere along the way, I mean, it's you know what I mean.
Well, this racing, of course, is a tremendous play on gambling on when there is going to be a caution. A lot of the time, of course, that's part of the pucker power part of this racing.
Down to Dick Berggren.
Well, Ken, you talk about gambling. This is Robbie Gordon's right rear tire. You can see where he scuffed the wall. He really wanted to come in. That caution was very timely, but he stayed out for several laps. They wanted to come in and take a look at this thing and see what kind of shape it's in. They don't have a valve here to determine whether or not this tire is leaking air. Some of the teams do. So that caution was very, very timely. Gordon now says he can go all the way to the end without having to stop again.
There you see Gordon. What a run he's giving us, as he did in Phoenix, Arizona. He stands 7th on the field. Bad break for Gugelmin. And take a look at this replay in the turn 3 area.
Wow. I wonder he wanted to come in and have his wheel looked at.
Talk about dusting off the marbles, folks.
It's about as close as you're going to do and get away with it.
What a bad break for
Snagged
Bruce
his
McCaw.
uniform on the wall.
Yeah, at least his elbow. Bruce McCaw, Tom Armstrong and company.
I do not.
Having their problems today. You saw that car coming in. Gugelmin's car started on the pit road. They had to come back and pick it up another time. We'll try to get you more information about what brought that car to a halt and our third caution period of the day. We are at lap 109. We've crossed the halfway mark in 5 out of the 8 previous races. Leader at half distance, at mid distance, has gone on to win the race. Fabi was leading at halfway. But what a story you have in front now. This international battle among countries. Brazil looks pretty strong. Christian Fittipaldi is now the leader, and his uncle Emerson is in second spot. Canada's Villeneuve is in third. Teo Fabi back to fourth. Sweden's Johansson in fifth. Then comes Eddie Cheever, Gordon, Michael Andrews.